Hey, good afternoon, Bhava babes. How we doing out there? Happy Monday. I know we have rescheduled from our Sunday broadcast. I just hit a wall yesterday, and sometimes that happens on Sundays because it's Sunday. It's like we're kind of like have our weeks that go and follow the way they flow. So I thought I'd try a Monday instead of waiting for a whole week to get together with you. So thank you for your understanding. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for being a part of this amazing community and this amazing broadcast, this amazing container. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ingrid H. Turner. I'm the founder of the Bhava Spiritual Mission. And actually, I have a little name thing I can put on here too, somewhere. There it is. Show display name. There we go. Now you know who I am. Anyway, I'm the founder of the Bhava Spiritual Mission, and we are a digital church. We are here to help you live in partnership with spirit, and we do that in a number of different ways. We have our school where we help you hone in on your spiritual gifts and take those out into the world. And then I show up and I do these broadcasts once a week. And we also have services on our website like spiritual counseling, psychic readings. We have events and workshops that come up. So check out the website, bhavamission.org. It's in the description on the video. And check us out. Let me know if you have any questions. So these weekly broadcasts are about coming together and creating this beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful circle. Yes, it's virtual, but spirit doesn't care a thing about time or space. So you're here, we're creating something magical. I'm going to start by grounding us in, and then I'm going to open us up with a prayer. And that is going to be your opportunity to chime in with prayer as well. So I want you to type your prayer, speak it. Whatever's on your heart. Okay. Any challenging situation you might be dealing with, any loved ones with challenging situations, not so loved ones, global prayers. It doesn't matter. Whatever's on your heart today, bring that out, birth that out into the world, bring it out of your body and out into the collective. Prayer is so powerful. Hey, Neil, so happy to see you here. Thank you for joining in. Prayer is so powerful in this new paradigm, in this energy right now. Speaking it to existence, our words in our heart reverberate and have such power, and your prayers will be answered. They absolutely will be answered. Now, prayers are not always answered the way we expect them to, but they will be answered. So go ahead and at that time, you can just type your prayer and let us know what that is. And then we all get to, as we read those, we get to affirm those prayers and put all of our intention and energy behind it. So it's a nice, powerful way to set the stage for our container. Once that's complete, I'll go ahead and deliver the message from Spirit. I had Spirit really coming through strong with the topic today, and I want to hear from you on that topic. Now, I'm a channel for Divine Spirit. I open up and Spirit comes through me in the best way that it can, using my lens of perspective, my experience, the way that I have lived my life. I'm able to receive certain things from Divine Spirit. You are able to receive certain things from Divine Spirit that maybe I am not. And so when you comment, when you open up, when you post, when you share with us whatever downloads you get or questions or anything that pops into your mind, this is a container for Divine Spirit, so you can trust that. And when you share that, you expand the message for all of us. And I use the analogy of a patchwork quilt all the time. I've got a piece and you've got a piece and he's got a piece and she's got a piece, and we stitch it together and we have a greater understanding of the message from Divine Spirit. So it's a really killer way to do this, okay? After that, I'll do 5 readings, okay? 5 of you, leave your comment. You got to be live on the live stream, okay? So this is not for people who are watching the replay. I'm sorry, I can't come back and do the readings. But if you're on the live stream, at the end, I'll let you know when we start, and you can go ahead and leave a comment. Leave your question in the comment. I will go to who I'm drawn to, and I'll do 5 people, and then we'll see what Spirit has for you. And remember that Spirit is efficient. So whatever I'm channeling, even if it's for somebody else, if it resonates with you, if it reverberates through your being, through your body, that message is for you as well. Spirit doesn't do linear time like we do. Spirit doesn't do A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Spirit is everything. It is the expansion of the whole of creation. And so it gets to hit you as well. And it can come through any old kind of avenue. It doesn't have to be directly from me to you. Okay, it can come in sideways as well. All right. So again, if you're finding this message valuable, if you're showing up here every week, I encourage you to share this message with your friends, with your family, with people who you know would resonate with this and be able to take this out into their lives. This is how we grow. This is how we get the message out. This is how we spread love and expand into this next level creation, into this new earth. Okay, so thank you. Good afternoon, Michelle. You're in Canada. I'm so glad that you're on here. Thank you so much. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and ground in. So I want you to close your eyes with me. Let's take 3 deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel all of your energy pool in your root chakra. Maybe it'll feel warm or tingly, or you'll just be aware that it's happening. Take a deep breath in and pull the energy from your root into your heart. Exhale and hold the energy in your heart. Inhale and pull the energy from your heart into your crown. Exhale and hold the energy in your crown. Inhale and pull the energy out of your body. Feel it connect with divine source energy. And with the out breath, pull that energy back into your body and into your heart. Breathe in and hold the energy in your heart. Breathe out and pull the energy down to your root. Breathe in and hold the energy in your root. Breathe out and push the energy down your legs and into your feet. Breathe in and hold the energy in your feet. Breathe out and push the energy into the earth. Feel that energy hook in with the earth's core and take a deep breath in and pull it back up towards your feet. Exhale. Inhale and feel the energy hit the soles of your feet and move up your legs and pool again in the root chakra and exhale into your root chakra. Thank you, Divine Spirit, for this opening, this space in creation, for bringing all of us together to create a circle, a conduit, a container for divine healing energy from the message from Divine Spirit that relates and is resonant to each of us today. Help us open up to this message, to the divine healing energy that is coming through so that we may receive it fully and integrate it into our beings and bring it out into the world to our friends, to our family, to acquaintances, to everyone who we connect with, to share your love, to share your compassion, to share your joy and your courage, to share your empowerment with all who we connect with, to embody it completely so that we can lift the frequency of this beautiful planet and settle fully and deeply into this new earth, into the paradigm of love, unity, and community. We are here, we are here, we are here. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And at this time, go ahead and let me know what your prayers are, who you got, what you got, who's on your heart, what's on your heart. Thank you so much for being a part of this and creating this prayer circle. I call it put into the prayer pot, right? Hello, Donna. Nice to see you on here, darling. Hi, Marie. Nice to see you. Oh, I was chatting with you earlier. I love that you're here. Thank you so much. Again, prayer is so powerful. Prayer is so powerful. Your words are so powerful. Your heart is so powerful. When you merge the heart and your words together, that is what we call either intention in the New Age community or prayer. They're really the same thing. Your intention, your prayer are the same thing. And you are God creator being. You are that powerful. You are that divine. It's all centered in your heart space. Okay. Your God self is hanging out in your heart. And that is why prayer is so powerful, because it is the incantation of the divine that you're bringing out. And it doesn't matter what you're praying for. The human experience is the divine experience. It matters because it's your experience. All right. Marie would like protection and prayers, protection and prayers. So sending that to you, sending you protection, affirming divine protection for you as you move out into the world today. There's a technique I teach called the Energetic Wetsuit, and it goes like this. Imagine or see a ball of energy at the top of your head, floating above your head, and then notice what color it is, because whatever color it is, that is exactly what you need. And then imagine that ball of energy dropping down into your head and cracking like an egg. And feel the energy, this liquid energy, just move all the way down your body. Just make you one beautiful, yummy, energetic, blobby color. And when you do that, what I really love about the energetic wetsuit is it keeps you protected from taking on energies that are not yours, but you can still feel what's going on, because that's your superpower, intuitive one, is to be able to feel the energies and feel what's going on around you. But this way, with the energetic wetsuit, you don't have to take it on and start incorporating that and trying to figure out how to fix it because it's not yours. All right. Hi, Kristen. Nice to see you on here today. Thank you so much for joining. Michelle, you're praying that all that feel they are not enough, well, that they are enough, that they know they're enough. Thank you for that, Michelle. I affirm that prayer. Let us send a prayer out to everybody on this planet right now who is feeling unworthiness, self-esteem issues, comparing themselves to others. Let's send them out a blast of heart energy so they recognize themselves as God creator beings, so they understand how special, unique, and divine they really are. They know that they matter and their experiences matter, and help them step fully into that experience of self-love. Thank you. That's a beautiful prayer, Michelle. That's just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, Donna, we affirm this prayer for you that your health improves, sending you love and light and healing energy. And I'm going to say heal by any means necessary. The great thing about divine spirit is spirit is efficient. Spirit is efficient. Spirit is efficient. Your healing will come in any way, the easiest way that it can get to you. So whether that is a miraculous energy healing or opening up the space of the right healer, the right medical worker, the right technique, the right medicine can find its way to you to bring you into your fully healed space. Thank you, Donna. All right. Oh, Kyra, I love this. Feel so happy to be living the human experience today. Feel ready to take my energy to the world. I am here. Yes, you are. I am here. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And Muriel would like healing sent her way. So let's all go ahead and open our hearts and affirm this for Muriel. Muriel, we are sending divine healing energy from our hearts, from our God creator beings. It's coming from the heavens down onto you. Feel yourself flooded with divine healing energy from the top down, from every possible angle. It is coming at you, divine healing energy. And so it is, you are healed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, my loves. Okay. Oh, that's yummy. That always, there's this prayer pot, when we're just going in and we're affirming these prayers. I don't know about you, but for me, it always really just cracks me out. It opens me up that much further to divine spirit. It really energizes me for this process. I hope that you have a similar experience as well. That's really great. So, excuse me. I took a breath in and something happened with the tubes. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. Whew. Breathe, Ingrid. Maybe some throat chakra stuff coming up. What do you think? All right, let's talk about the message. Let's bring through the message from divine spirit. So the message that's really coming through, what's really in my being and in my sphere today from spirit, is the topic of change. This changing universe, this changing world, and this changing you. Sorry, I still have a little bit in my throat. So spirit says change is creation. Creation, the definition of creation is change. The two things are interchangeable. Whoa. I wasn't going to say that, but that's what came through. So we know that the reality of our universe, which is just one sliver of creation, the reality of our universe is it is an ever expanding universe. And so creation is ever expanding, and everything within creation is ever expanding, because everything in creation is creation. There's no big or small, there's no size difference in creation. There's no linear time. There's, it's all just, the way I see it is this constant state of expansion. And, with the last couple of years, almost coming on 2 years since, our pandemic hit, and everybody on the planet has been going through so much change coming. Humans tend to be really resistant to change, which is interesting, because here we are, change is creation. So why are the humans resistant to it? And it's because we're here for the experience of separation. We are not separate from God. We are not separate from creation, but we're here to experience separation, to make our way back to God consciousness. And on the way back, experiencing the billions of hues of love, all the different ways that love shows up. We separate creation and experience all the little pieces of it, right? Now, I know I'm using linear talk here because we're human, and that's sort of the way that the language that we have, okay? But it's all moving our way back to consciousness. And what spirit came through today particularly is people are very tired. They've been resisting change for a couple of years now. We've been resisting a lot of change, or pushing a lot of change. There's just been this energy of intensity around change. So people are like done. Like a lot, not everybody, but a lot of people I think in the world are just like, I'm on overload. I can't handle it. And the reason they're resistant to more change is because they have been fighting the change. And Spirit says to me that the first doorway you enter as you make your way back to grace, experiencing all of the different layers of divine love, through the flow, through change. Marie says flow state. Yeah, baby, flow state is you get curious. You replace your fear, which is that first human response, because that is the first experience we are here for, is the experience of separation. And fear is the result of separation from the divine. So you have that first fear response, and you have a choice to change that to become curiosity about the change instead of fear and fight resistance of the change. And I get it. You know, the thing that I want you to recognize is coming through from Spirit is it's okay that your first response is a fear response. Any little change, whether that's a change, you know, moving your house or a change in your environment, a bill comes in or as the prices go up, or, you know, any little change is going to produce this feeling of initially in this human experience, because we are here for the experience of separation, but more than that, for the experience of separation and the experience of making our way back, or making our way once again into the arms of grace, into a state of grace. And the first opening, the first door we walk through when it comes to changes in our lives is we start to approach it with curiosity. We go, well, maybe I don't need to be afraid. Maybe I can, well, let's just look at it, look at different angles. Because when you're afraid of something, you don't want to look at it. You don't want to look at it. You push it away, you push it away, you push it away. Okay. Spirit is saying to us, start to replace your fear with curiosity. When you notice that you're afraid, something is changing and you're afraid, move into a curious state about it. Not that you have to change your mind and accept something that is unacceptable, but when you move into curiosity, you begin to move into the momentum of change, which is creation. You move into flow with creation, into the eye of the storm, so to speak, into creation itself. And as things begin to change, that is when you start to command your experience, your human experience, because you are flowing with the change, not to be like, okay, I guess I'll just acquiesce. That's not the same thing. But when you flow with it, then you command your experience of it, and you command the flow of creation. You begin to manipulate the energy. You have the ability to begin to manipulate the energies around you, not necessarily change it or you, but you begin to have freedom within that experience. Okay. The example that came to me is with Jiu-Jitsu, my Jiu-Jitsu experience. So I have a pretty extensive background in martial arts. So one of the arts I studied was Jiu-Jitsu, and I love Jiu-Jitsu because, so my first love was Shotokan karate, which is this really like boom, 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 linear, get in, punches and kicks, you know, it's great, you know, but Jiu-Jitsu has that element, but it also has the practice of flow, the practice of momentum, the practice of using the momentum that's coming at you in a way that is beneficial to you. So if somebody throws a punch at you, you don't show up with a punch back, right? And you don't even need to like duck and cover and try and avoid it. What you do is you parry. So you move out of the way, and then just very gently, you grab hold of that person's arms and whoop, you can throw them. And you can throw them with no effort at all. And the reason is because you are using all of their momentum coming at you with that punch. It is whoop, bam, and then they're on their head, right? That's the energy that Spirit is asking us to pop into. And in this cosmic sense, is we can use that flow, we can use the momentum, we can use the intensity of change that is absolutely inevitable. Whether you like it or not, you are always changing. And when you resist it, you don't stop the change, but you make yourself miserable. You don't need that. This can be fun, it can be easy, but you got to go into it. And this is true for things that aren't so great. So if somebody's throwing a punch at me, that's not so great. I don't actually want anybody to throw a punch at me, but I would rather get curious about that punch and move to the side and use it and parry and use the momentum to do something cool or to destroy what is not okay. You know, if we have things showing up in our world, so let's say there's a new law being passed, you know, or some political upheaval, or like mandates, vaccine mandates might be a really good example for people who are not okay with that. There's a lot of fighting and resistance around that particular example, right? But what you can do is, instead of fighting it, you can reframe and you go, how can I be more curious about this? So with vaccine mandates or anything that we feel triggered by, for example, and this is just an example. If you feel triggered by it, you want to fight it. You want to go, no, I won't even look at it. I won't accept it. I won't do anything. But if you begin to make the choice to be more curious and start to look at it and go, okay, I'm looking at it. I see it's coming. It's coming with a lot of force. Can I parry? Can I parry? Can we do a flip? Can we do a throw? And this is just, and this could be anything in your personal life, politically, anything in your life. Go to it with curiosity, with openness, and then watch how you are able to, before you had any perspective, you weren't able to see it because you were fighting it. You were going, I'm coming in with my own punch, right? Don't do that. Parry, move out of the way. See how you can manipulate, use the momentum, right? Use the momentum to create your own incredible experience. And then don't get hit in the face. Sometimes we got to get hit in the face. Sometimes we do, but that's how we learn. And by learning, I mean, that's what we need to experience, that experience of separation. It's part of the journey back to grace, the journey back to love, part of one of those slivers, one of those billions of hues of love, bringing us back to divine spirit. The human experience, it's all experience, it's just experience. Don't take yourself so seriously. Don't take life so seriously. Go into life with curiosity. Be curious and excited about what's around the next corner instead of dreading what might be coming out of the bushes at you. Trust yourself in the moment. That's what curiosity does. It brings you into the moment. And anytime you are present, you are always going to be able to know what to do in the moment. Always. You can't know what to do when you're trying to plan it out, when you're trying to account for everything that could possibly go wrong. Anybody else do that? Where it's like, okay, I have this situation coming up that is making me uncomfortable. I'm a little resistant to it. Okay, what if this happens? I'll do this. And if this happens, I'll do that. Guess what? Your mind is not that great. It's not that efficient. You need to put the mind aside. You need to drop into your heart. You need to explore the situation, the challenging situation, maybe a challenging conversation or something like that with curiosity and with openness. And in that moment right there, what needs to come forth from you is going to come forth. If you need to step out of the way, that'll happen. If you need to move into it, that'll happen. And you will know unequivocally what needs to happen and what action you need to take in the moment because you're at a place of curiosity instead of a place of resistance, right? Instead of a place of fighting and not looking and pushing. It's not helpful. This is an amazing time to get into this practice. Okay, amazing time to get into this practice. I've really seen a lot of interesting examples come up about the resistance to change and the fear of change. Going on with people, especially now, because like I said, people are just tired of fighting. They've been fighting, dealing with so much change. And humans are like, I'm here for the experience of separation. And now I feel, It's okay. Take a deep breath. Love yourself through it. But even in my own communities, as I've been putting in changes to schedules and changes to the way that we meet up and the way that we function inside of our communities, I've even seen some people are like, okay, Ingrid, I don't like change. Okay, I'm here. I don't like it, but I'm here. And applaud. You don't have to like change. You can have that first fear-based response and then shift it. You can have that first response of separation and then shift it and not beat yourself up for having the fear response. Another example I saw recently that just cracked me up was, Facebook changed the name of their company to Meta. And the reason is because they're going to create the Metaverse, right? And the Metaverse is going to be this incredibly rich virtual reality. It's completely changing the face of the internet. This is an inevitable change. Okay, this has been coming for years. And of course, Facebook isn't the only company that's doing it, but they're getting the most press right now. And I saw an advertisement from Facebook, one of those sponsored posts saying Meta, we're changing it to Meta and doing a little video ad. And when I scrolled through the comments, my God, people were just up in arms. They were so upset about this change. They were so upset about the changes that were coming. They were demonizing the Facebook corporation for the metaverse because they're afraid of the changes coming. They're afraid of the metaverse. They're afraid of what this is going to mean. And sure, their mind can latch onto all kinds of legitimate reasons. Like, well, what are you going to do with my data? How is this going to change, reality face to face and all these fear-based ideas? And maybe those are valid. But unless you're able to approach something like the metaverse, the complete change of the internet with something like curiosity, or not something like, with curiosity, then you're not going to be, you're going to become what my mom calls an intellectual antique. I love that phrase. It's like you shut yourself down and you lock yourself down and you refuse to move forward and you become miserable because you refuse to keep up with the changes of life. Don't do that to yourself. Stay in creativity, stay in curiosity, and then watch the opportunities show up for you. Watch yourself stay free. Watch yourself stay alert. Watch yourself expand into this new reality, into this new technology, and become a beacon of love, a force for good in the world. Whereas if you're resisting and you're fighting and you're staying stuck in this, but I'm scared, then you're not going to be able to do that. All you're going to be able to do is shrink down into your little container and be very, very, very uncomfortable because that box is too small for you, honey. You got to bounce out of that. And the first step, first doorway, it's curiosity. It's to be curious. And again, Spirit has asked me to repeat this. It's okay if your first response is fear. My first response to the metaverse was fear. Oh, what the actual shit? What is this going to be? And then I began to go, oh, wait, let's be curious about this. I too, every single person on this planet right now is going to need to shift out of fear into curiosity, out of fear and into love. We talk about this a lot, about how our default is fear. And that is while we're making this transition. So you have to be vigilant and be responsible for yourself. Move into love, move into curiosity. And when you do it, you don't have to tell anybody else to do it. They will naturally do it because you're going to lift the frequency of everybody in the room. They're going to vibe up to meet you, or they're going to vibe out and they're going to have go have their own experience of creation. But if you show up with curiosity to all the changes that are happening, even the ones that you really don't want, that you really don't like, that you fundamentally disagree with, okay, if you show up with curiosity, you're going to create a universe that you want to live in, a universe of love, community, and unity. This is one of the ways that we do it, that we bring in this new earth. New earth is not all of this. New earth is this. Okay. Let's look at some comments. Let's see what you guys brought through, huh? I've been sort of on a roll here. Marie says flow state. Yes. Here we go. All right. Love this. Keep pushing past fear into adventure through the experience. That's just it. It's the adventure. Spirit says to us, you are here for joy, for fun, for surprise, for curiosity, for adventure, for all of that. But we have to do our part and go, oh, I'm scared. What is the fear telling me? The fear is telling me be curious. The fear is telling me the change is coming. The fear is telling me the expansion is here, and be willing to expand through the fear into next level you, next level experience, next level God consciousness. Beautiful. Thank you, darling. Ken says, flow with the change, however you must without fear, but do not let change control your actions. Everyone's flow will be different for their own human experience. Yeah, everyone's flow will be different for their own human experience. When you get curious and you use the momentum, right? You parry. You're going to know when to do that for your lived experience. That's a really important thing to point out is, we are here for the human experience, and we are also creating our own universe. Like, this universe is a sliver of creation. We create our own universe as a sliver of creation. And we have different experiences, and the most exalted, joyous, wonderful experience that you are designed to have in this human body is created by you through moving from fear to love. Very simply. Thank you for that, Ken. Only constant in the universe is change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. It is the only constant. And I will say that everything is changing no matter what we do with it. Our bodies are changing every single day. The trees are changing every single day, permanently, unequivocally. Even the desk I have is changing every moment. There's a little bit of decay going on. There's there's all this change is happening. And some of it is really obvious and some of it is not so obvious, but the change is always happening. And if we don't get on board with that change, with the expansion of creation, then we simply suffer. It doesn't stop. We just suffer. And I don't want you to suffer. I don't want you to suffer ever again. I want you to leave this broadcast and for the rest of your life, get out into the world and live a life of spontaneity and adventure and joy, and trust yourself implicitly, because you can when you are in the moment. You can't trust yourself when you're future tripping or ruminating on the past, because you're not in either of those places. You lock in to your inner guidance, to your inner compass totally when you are present and when you're in the moment in curiosity. Yeah, baby. Let's see. Yeah, here's a good example. So Marie, thank you for this. So many preaching fear these days about the vaccine and travel has me worried about going to Florida, but I feel called and drawn to this experience. So you're out there in the mouth of the beast, right? We have vaccine mandate talk. We have testing requirements. We have all this, a lot of division, and people feeling all kinds of different ways about coronavirus, about vaccines, about mandating vaccines, about traveling during COVID. And so you're walking into this energy of intensity and division. And a lot of people are going to be out there fighting the change, resisting the change, throwing those punches. So what a great opportunity for you, Marie, to show up in curiosity. And before you step out the door, before you move into the airport, take a deep breath and ask Divine Spirit to open your heart to be curious so that you can be that beacon of love for others. You may have an opportunity to run into somebody in the airport who's really in resistance and that intellectual antique that I talked about, just having a hard time in lockdown. And just by your sheer presence, by the love you exude, by the curiosity you have about them and the world, you may be able to open them up to a more loving experience, and they can approach life with more curiosity. And bit by bit, piece by piece, person by person, that is how we open up the world. That is how we open up to God consciousness. All right, beautiful Kristen. I've changed so much this last year, kind of miss the person I used to be in some ways, but overall the change I see is positive. Yeah, those personal changes can be really hard too. Even when the changes that we want are happening, humans have such a hard time with change. We work for something. We work for a new job. We work for a new career. We work for a new relationship. We do all this work on ourselves. And then the change comes and we're like a deer in the headlights. We're like, oh, now what do I do? And it can take a hot minute to settle down into that change. And there's my throat again. Hang on one second. I'm going to mute myself. It's interesting. Quick aside, I definitely got throat chakra stuff coming up. I did a meditation this morning, and it was on a womb healing led by one of my very gifted students. And yet the one thing, the chakra that just wanted to just light up and get my attention was my throat chakra. So it's not very surprising that I'm sitting here going, whoa, all of a sudden I can't breathe. So yeah, but Kristen, thank you for that. We have to choose even the change we want. We have to choose moving from fear to curiosity, to love, to embracing that change. Hey, Jonathan, I'm so happy to see you on here. Hello, Jamie. Fear has been my default, not anymore. Well, my darling, it can be your default, but then you shift it to curiosity. I want to remind you again, all of you again, fear is the default for the human experience in this time-space reality, and that's okay. Remember, we are the bridge. I've said this on other broadcasts, and I'm going to say it again, okay? You and I came from the old earth, the old paradigm of fear, scarcity, competition, climbing the corporate ladder, all of that sort of thing. We are now in a new energy of community, unity, and love, but we are bridging these two realities. So our default is going to be fear and struggle, but we get to turn our attention to love, to community and unity, and today curiosity at any time. But because we originated from this paradigm of intensity and struggle and hardship, one that was predominantly hard, we have to consciously do it. We have to consciously change directions. We have to consciously make that shift. Thank you for that, Jamie. And I love this. Not anymore. We get to change it in the moment. Okay, Ken says, I tend to try and predict what to do next for situations that show up. You and me both, honey. I'm that way too. I'm like, okay, and I have to go, oh, that's right. Be present. It eventually doesn't pan out or it goes away. I got to learn how to not do that. And it's a practice, my sweet love. It's a practice. Everything that I'm talking about here, everything that I always talk about, I may present it as like, just do this, just make the change. It'll be easy. And sure, that's true, but we're humans. And humans are here for the journey, and the journey is a practice. And so get into your practice, love your practice, enjoy the hell out of it when you have those like, oh yes, in this situation, I chose curiosity. I did, I opened up, I used that momentum, that punch came at me and I parried, and there was a really cool flip you did. You do it okay? Awesome, okay. Let's get back up and get back on the road. And sometimes you're going to get punched in the face, or sometimes you're going to come out swinging and you're going to punch back. And then you're going to take a step back and look at the situation and be like, okay, cool. I've expanded through this experience. I've seen a new angle. I've seen a new layer. I get to love myself through it. Stop judging myself for not doing what Ingrid said and making that change right away so that I can be happier and help with the new earth. Okay, I'm helping with the new earth by becoming aware of my experience. Once you have awareness, game over. Maybe not game over today, but game over down the line. Because once you have awareness, Once you are awake, you cannot go back to sleep. Once you have awareness, you cannot become unaware of it. All right. So you're doing amazing. Beautiful Jamie. Knowing that it's just the way we've been programmed will make it so much easier to turn curiosity when I feel the fear coming in. Right. I love this, Jamie. Don't take your bullshit too seriously, right? It ain't personal. It's just a thing. It's just a response. One thing I like to say to people when we're getting into that fear-based mentality is think of it like a physical response to energetic expansion. Like if you had growing pains when you were a kid, your body responded to the growth by feeling intense, right? I used to get growing pains so badly in my legs that I would wake up in the middle of the night and be crying and be wanting to wrap something around it. I wanted to bind my legs, my shins particularly. I wanted to bind them really tight. It felt like that was the only thing that was going to make it feel better. And that's a really interesting analogy for what we do when we become afraid. When we become afraid, we are expanding into new energy. And our first response is to shut down, to contract, to get really, really tight, because we'll feel better if we just put a lot of pressure on it and wrap it up really tightly. But I'll tell you what, wrapping up my legs really tightly never actually helped. I had to breathe through it, and eventually it went away, and I grew, and I'm actually a little above average. So that's kind of cool, right? And the same thing will happen with your fear. If you just breathe through it, expand into it, get curious about your fear even. Ooh, where's this in my body? And move out into the world with that. Boom. Okay, awesome. That feels amazing. Hey, let's do a few readings, okay? If you want a reading, just a little channeled message for you. You can leave your question in the comments. I will be happy to tune into Divine Spirit and give you that. So like I said, I'm going to do 5 of you today. If I get the 5 comments, I imagine I will. Everybody loves a reading, right? If I'm a bit, excuse me, the words. I got a verbal flat tire here. So, yeah, what do we got? Marie says, please. Okay, I assume that means you would love a reading. So let's feel into you, sweet woman. Marie. I've got my guides showing up. I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling my body. I'm feeling the crown. I'm feeling the heart and throat. I'm really feeling the crown. Oh, there it is. The womb, the sacral space. Okay. So there's a mixture. My guide Mons is showing me it looks like an hourglass, right? And there's the crown chakra and there's the womb space. And what he's saying to me is, Marie, you need to learn to balance your spiritual connection and experience. Crown chakra is about tuning into God consciousness. You need to create some balance with the womb space. And for you, and that's the physical experience, the real world experience, getting grounded. And what he says for you specifically is creativity. So any creative endeavor you can find to spend time on each day, if you can, is going to be really beneficial, because he says that you tend to overemphasize the crown, which is opening up to spirit, and underemphasize the body. For you, creativity is going to bring you into the body. So it doesn't matter what you do. You could write, you could paint, you could draw, you can do flower arrangements. It doesn't matter. But you need to get a practice into place, a routine, a ritual that brings you back into your body. I'm getting that you have some energy issues, like running out of steam is what I get. So you run out of steam. And this is because you're not grounded enough in your body. And what my guide says is the easiest, most pleasant fix to that for you is to get creative, to get into a creative space. And it could be art, or and creativity is energy, so whatever you're creating something, that's going to be really, really helpful for you. Okay. Okay, Michelle would love, what are you opening? Okay, Michelle. Let me put you on here so I can have you in my purview. Okay, sweet Michelle. Okay, what am I doing with my hands here? Oh, okay. This means something. Let me see what this is. Okay, so let me just start talking what I'm getting, and then hopefully the meaning will become clear. But I'm seeing my guide move fingers and hands like that. I do a lot of hand movement, and I'm doing it as well. It's like I'm kind of like almost, you could say, like my hands are sort of being moved like this. I'm getting a lot of like shaking of the energy, moving your hands, getting to work with your hands. I got for you that you need to do some work with your hands. Gardening would be really nice for you. That's interesting. Okay, or something, getting into it. But you have, okay, Spirit is saying you have things you need to do. Stop putting it off. Stop putting off the things you need to do. Get physical with it. It's things you need to do with your hands. Could be typing, could be, I don't know what it is, but there's things you need to get doing, and you stop putting it off. And he's going like this. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? It's like, I see you. Or like, yeah, there's a little bit of there's a little like thing between you and Spirit. It's like, so stop putting it off. The things that you've been putting off, stop putting it off. Or if you find yourself like down the line wanting to put things off, don't put them off. Get into action, get things done, get your hands dirty, work with your hands. That's the energy that I got for you. Okay, beautiful Kristen. Any message? Welcome. What do we got? Oh, big old heart energy. Just radiating that love, that heart. I got Mons looking at me in my mind's eye, and the heart chakra is just beaming love. Oh, sweetheart. Okay, you have such a radiant heart chakra. You're living a heart-centered experience this lifetime, Kristen. Really, really living in your heart space. And in other lifetimes, you're going to be a master at helping other people live in this heart space. But this lifetime, you are embodying this heart space. But I feel some sadness in there. Your heart's still radiating big and bright, but it's also a little dim, because I'm getting it feels like you've just been through a lot recently. You've just been through a lot. So Spirit is saying to be patient with yourself, to be gentle with yourself, to really just stay in that heart space. It's okay if it's dim for a while. It's temporary. Spirit says you don't have to fix anything. You don't have to do anything. You can just be where you are. Let yourself be where you are. Let yourself have your grief. There's just sadness, interpersonal stuff, family stuff is what I'm getting. It's just some sadness there that has dimmed that light. But you are such a bright, radiant heart being that other people don't really notice. You notice, but other people really don't, because it's still bright and juicy, but it is a little dimmed by your standards because you've been feeling a lot of pain. And then you mentioned earlier on this text that you've been going through a lot of change and transformation. So a lot of grief, a lot of stuff coming up, but you're doing fine. And it's just going to take some time, and let yourself have it. And just Spirit is saying, like, you are here to be in your heart, to fully live in your heart. And you're doing amazing. Spirit is so... I'm getting this energy, like all of these beings showing up now in my purview. They are so proud of you, Kristen, because you have come into this lifetime and done exactly what you intended to do. A lot of us come in and be like, nah, actually, I'm going to go do this, and like go off on tangents, but you just stayed the course, and you have just stayed in your heart and expanded, and you're doing amazing. You're doing exactly what you agreed to do this lifetime. And there's so much celebration, and they're so proud of you. And they're so they're saying, we can't wait to welcome you home so that we can share this with you so you can really feel it. So you're doing amazing, darling. Okay. All right, last one. Donna would like a reading, darling. Okay, feeling in. Getting the throat, Donna. My guide is saying you need to speak up for yourself. And you hear that tone? Speak up for yourself. Like, this isn't about playing nice anymore. This is about speaking up for yourself. And I feel like this very much has to do with your health and people you're speaking to, maybe like healers or doctors, practitioners. Also, everybody in your life, you need to practice this with everyone is what I'm getting. I'm just getting from Spirit, no more mealy mouth. This is a weird word. I haven't heard that word in years. But essentially, it's like you need to speak with clarity and precision and power. And it's okay to be a little angry. You have every right to be a little angry. And I'm not feeling like crazy rage, but I'm feeling some anger. And that anger, you could use that to put that energy out through your words and bring that out into the world and really make your point across. You need to stand up for yourself. I feel the power center, and I feel it coming out of my mouth. You really need to stand up for yourself. Get mad. Let yourself be mad. What you are experiencing relationally with a lot of people in your life and have for a lot of your lifetime is simply not okay. And you get to throw down about that. You get to verbalize that. And when you do with that power, which feels a bit like anger, but it's a lot of power when you do that, things are going to start to shift for you. That's how you shift your energy. That's how you shift your reality. You could feel that coming out, right? And your question came in at 1:08 p.m. my time. That's powerful. Okay, look up that number 1:08. All right. All right, so that's it for the reading portion today. Thank you so much for chiming in and allowing me to tune in for you and open up to spirit. And remember, if you heard me read for someone else and what you heard from spirit resonated through your being, that message is for you as well. And if you have resonated with these messages, you've resonated with the teaching of spirit, and this has been valuable to you, please make a donation to the Bhava Spiritual Mission. We are a church. Your donation is tax deductible, and the link is in the description of the video. All right, my loves. Woo! Tell me how you feel. How are you going to take this out into the world? How are you going to put this into practice? Okay, how are you going to put this into practice into your life? I want to know. I want to know, and I want to support you and cheer you on and get right there with you, marching with you, get into line with you. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for this time together. You have an amazing rest of your day. And again, thank you for your patience and the delay of one more day. I felt much better, much more able to show up fully for you today. All right, thank you. I love you.